Gunfire shattered the night near Venezuela's presidential palace as the country plunged deeper into turmoil. This happened just days after U.S. forces captured and removed President Nicolás Maduro in a dramatic military raid. Witnesses reported shots fired late Monday near the Miraflores Palace in central Caracas, with soldiers and armored vehicles flooding the streets amid reports of a possible coup attempt. The Venezuelan government has now confirmed that police fired warning shots near the presidential Miraflores Palace to deter unidentified drones flying over the area without authorization. No reference was made to the claims of the coup bid. A spokesperson from the communication ministry told journalists that the incident unfolded in downtown Caracas after drones entered restricted airspace. According to the ministry, police opened fire strictly as a deterrent measure. Authorities did not identify who was operating the drones or specify the type of drones involved. Residents living near the palace said the incident lasted about a minute and was less intense than the pre-dawn assault on Saturday that led to Maduro's downfall. One local resident said the first instinct was to look for aircraft overhead, but instead only 2 red lights were visible in the sky. Videos circulating on social media showed heavily armed soldiers and armored vehicles positioned outside key government buildings, as reports also emerged of explosions and the activation of air defense systems. News agency AFP, citing sources inside Venezuela, said the situation was later brought under control, adding that security forces fired specifically in response to the unidentified drones over Miraflores. A White House official told CNN that the United States was not involved in the gunfire outside the palace and said Washington is closely monitoring developments on the ground. The unrest comes hours after Vice President Delcy Rodríguez was sworn in as Venezuela's interim president following Maduro's removal. Troops have remained on high alert since Saturday, when U.S. commandos captured Maduro and his wife, Cilia Flores, and transported them to New York. Both were indicted on drug trafficking charges, which Maduro denied during a court appearance on Monday, describing himself as a prisoner of war. Rodríguez condemned the U.S. operation as an imperialist attack, while Foreign Minister Iván Gil accused Washington of launching a colonial war to seize Venezuela's natural resources. He warned that Venezuela may be the first target, but not the last. International condemnation has followed. Russia and China have both denounced the U.S. raid, with Russia's UN envoy Vasily Nebenzia calling the operation international banditry. As gunfire fades but tensions remain high, Venezuela stands on edge, with power in transition, troops on the streets, and the world watching closely for what comes next.
In a tense and historic courtroom moment, deposed Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro pleaded not guilty Monday to sweeping drug trafficking and narco-terrorism charges in a New York federal court, declaring himself a decent man, a kidnapped president, and a prisoner of war. The arraignment marked Maduro's first appearance in a U.S. courtroom since his dramatic capture by American forces over the weekend. Dressed in a blue prison uniform, Maduro stood before Judge Alvin K. Hellerstein shortly after noon and forcefully rejected every accusation against him. "I am innocent," Maduro told the court. "I am not guilty of anything that is mentioned here." U.S. prosecutors accuse Maduro of leading a narco-terror conspiracy spanning decades, alleging he conspired to import massive quantities of cocaine into the United States. His wife, Cilia Flores, and his son, Nicolás Ernesto Maduro Guerra, are also charged, along with other high-ranking Venezuelan officials. If convicted, the defendants could face life sentences. Flores entered her own plea moments after her husband. "Not guilty, completely innocent," she said. Her attorney told the court that Flores has severe bruising on her ribs and will require medical attention while being held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. It remains unclear how the injuries occurred. Flores, like Maduro, was captured by U.S. forces on Saturday at their home in Venezuela. Maduro's lawyer also raised concerns about his client's health, telling the judge that Maduro has medical issues that require attention while in custody. Despite standing in a U.S. courtroom, Maduro insisted he still holds power. "I am still president of my country," he declared. Flores echoed that claim, referring to herself as the First Lady of the Republic of Venezuela. Maduro's legal team is expected to mount a sweeping challenge to the case, arguing that he is immune from prosecution as the head of a sovereign state. The United States, however, does not recognize Maduro as Venezuela's legitimate leader, having rejected the results of his last two elections. Near the end of the hearing, defense attorney Barry Pollock told the court that Maduro is entitled to presidential privileges and that voluminous legal filings are coming, including arguments challenging the legality of what he described as Maduro's military abduction. The proceedings lasted less than 30 minutes. Both Maduro and Flores agreed to remain in custody for now. Pollock said he is not seeking bail at this time, though that could change. At the very end of his hearing, Maduro turned and waved to the crowd. One man stood and shouted, "You will pay on behalf of Venezuela." Maduro replied calmly, "In the name of God, I will be free." His next court date is set for March 17th.